Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where because our wife was murdered in the last episode, we are slightly over our domain limit. Now, that's not, well, it's kind of a big deal. That's 20% reduction to our domain levies and taxes. Yeah, that is kind of a big deal, but I think we're okay with it because we're going to have bailiffs discovered in about 19 months, which will give our domain limit +1, plus our betrothed will come of age in this political marriage. She currently has 7 stewardship skill, which I think, especially if we make her manage our realm, I think that'll be enough to get us another +1 domain. So I think that would put us up to 7 out of 8 at that point. But we have multiple paths to get back to 7 domain limit, so I'm not too concerned about it. We are taking a bit of a hit on our soldiers and our monthly income, but I think it's ultimately okay. Now we are 53, we should expect a succession pretty soon, and let me just go over that here real quick. When we succeed, we are going to have our daughter. Let's see, who's our player heir here? Okay, this daughter is our player heir. She is 35. She is matrilineally married to this guy. That's fine. That does mean, I think, he's a ruler, isn't he? So we're going to get an expansion over here, most likely. Okay, that's going to be entertaining. But we are going to end up losing some titles here. A barony and a county, the county of Prussia. So that's going to be this county and this barony is going to go to Princess Grassus. Princess Gulbis is going to be getting the county of Warmia. Prince Clucas is going to get Sambia. And Prince Glanda is going to get Natangia. Now, that's all. I was going to say okay. It's not necessarily okay. I would prefer that they didn't. But I want to check to see how much money does she have. She actually has a fair amount of money. She is actually a landowner already. Fascinating. So, I mean, we're going to have to put this back together once she takes over, but I think that's okay. We're probably going to get declared on by the AI as well at some point in that. Let's go ahead and get this upgraded. We are already working on both of the ones that we're going to hold personally. And once we can get up... Oh, we're ill. Oh, we're no longer ill. Okay, never mind. Once we get up to high partition, this will be a much better succession situation. Oops, did not mean to do that. This will be a much better succession situation because the lion's share of titles would go to our player heir. So it would be less of a big deal. Now, a single realm heir would be absolutely ideal. We could go to House Seniority with Heraldry, but I think that that's a bad idea. I don't generally like Seniority because of short reign year limitations. It tends to cause issues. I think I'd rather sit on High Partition, but of course, Hereditary Rule is going to be about 21 years away at this point. 3 years for Communal Government. We'll refocus Hereditary Rule after we get Communal Government, if Bailiffs does not focus it automatically. Okay. Our daughter-in-law has given birth to a daughter. That's fine. And we can't really do too much other than sit around. However, we could be putting some money into our men-at-arms, in theory. This is already going to be quite expensive. There's no doubt about that. But that's okay. We mostly want to be working on our personal duchy right now, because we need to have the power projection that you can see right here so that the AI doesn't think that we're super duper weak. That's the goal here. And that's also the reason why the Holy War over here was not actually threatening. The AI thought that we had far fewer troops than we actually did. Just because of a quirk that has been introduced in this 1.2 version. I don't know what's going on with it, but when you lose troops to attrition, your overall maximum in this count goes down, but not in your army, your raised army. It's very strange. So, essentially, we got 2 reinforced ticks and outnumbered them. So that was a complete pointless war on their part. I don't know. It's probably not the way I would have implemented that, but I guess it's something. We can put in camp cooks over here. That said, homesteads can be upgraded here, and I feel like if we can do gold upgrades, we should probably prioritize those right now. Getting more income would be good. And I also kind of feel like we may be over-prioritizing levy troops in our capital duchy. I don't know that for a fact, but it's just been something I've been thinking about. Where, like, for example, if we were... It wouldn't matter here for forestry. But if, for example, in our capital here, if instead of building co-ops, which does give us levies and levy reinforcement rate, if instead we were to do farms and fields, that would make us additional money and potentially offset the cost of all of these troops, which is currently not being offset. And I haven't figured out how to properly offset that other than just cranking up vassal levies. We can lawfully imprison this person, and we will. We have a 100% chance to imprison her, so that's fantastic. And now we can ransom her back for 50 gold. Wonderful. Give us that 50 gold. Okay, so we're constructing in both of these locations, and our gold is already maxed out for both in our capital county. In this county, this is a county that we will have when we succeed. So that's okay. We should probably work on upgrading. Let's see, no upgrade to be done in gold here. There is an upgrade to be done in gold here, but we're constructing. There is an upgrade to be done in gold here. So let's get that one done. Wonderful. And of course, getting back up in terms of this domain limit would be very nice. Yep, we will go ahead and get that done. We're back up to 7 of 7, which means that we are no longer taking that malice. Very, very nice. We can lawfully imprison this Baroness, and so we shall. Excellent. And we can now ransom her back for 30 gold. We'll go ahead and do that. Excellent. We can't build anywhere right now, and we can see, actually, whether we can build or not. A little hammer icon appears right next to the gold if you can build in these locations. So that's a convenient little way to tell at a glance. I actually just recently noticed that, but that's a thing that you can do. Let's check in on our factions here. There's a whole lot of nothing going on there. I'm not surprised by that. As we near the end of our life, we won't have to worry about that. So, this guy became a fortune builder. That's nice. We probably should have managed our daughter's education since she's our player heir. She is a charismatic negotiator. I'll be okay with that, I think. Diplomacy lifestyle experience. I mean, August is great for tribal rulers. Diplomat might be better for title creation cost. That wouldn't be bad. We have a lot of titles to create. Yeah, we have a lot of titles to create. That might be a plan. Okay, sounds good to me. We are apparently popular. Our steward is also attempting to seduce us. Well, she's disfigured, and pregnant, and wounded. She's also cynical. I've had enough of the both of them. We are now happily married. Allegedly. Heavy on the allegedly. Okay. What do we want to invite, or what do we want to invest in here? This guy is advising that we invest in a jeweler's workshop. We lose 45 gold. He would become our friend. Pomerania would get 20% holding taxes for 30 years. 75% chance. Sculptor's workshop, it would only get 10%. That would cost the same 45 gold, or we could gain 25 free gold right now. Let's break out the calculator. Okay, calculator. So we're currently getting 1.75 tax from this holding per month. So 1.75 times 1.2 brings us to 2.1 times 30. Or actually, I want to do, because that's a difference of 0.4 times 30. So that is a profit of 12 gold. Well, that's not a profit. That's a net income of 12 gold. So both of these are a bad investment. I don't care about the piety. I don't think that we care about the... No, we don't care about the prestige either. So this is a pointless risk unless we want to become friends with this guy. He's a foreign ruler. I don't think he's relevant. Unless he wants to... No, he has 217 reasons. His realm is distant from ours. I think we're just going to take the 25 gold and get out of here. Those other options are not worthwhile. At least not right now. They might be worthwhile later in the game as our value comes up. But currently, not so much. Hang on a moment. That was just our single holding. I'm a moron. Okay, let me recalculate that. 3.7 times 1.2 minus 3.7. So that's 0.74 per month income. And that was for 30 months. That's still net negative. That's 22.22 in net returns. Or not in net returns, in just revenue there. So that's still not actually valuable for us. It was still the correct choice to just take the 25 gold. Good to know. Well, even that was just the single castle holding. How do we show the income of the entire county then? How much of this tax gets... Do I have to manually add this up? That would be a little strange. There's no breakdown there. I mean, we can see our domain taxes. Okay. Yeah. I think we maybe... Because it goes on the county level, right? Not the holding level. I don't know. We'll move on. For right now, I feel like I probably made a mistake there. But if it pops up again, I'll re-evaluate it. For now, we will just move on. We can build in Astia. And we can actually build resin collectors here. Let's go ahead and do that. Get some sweet, sweet cash out of that bargain. Pomerania has just finished some construction. Great. Oh, 252 free gold. We will happily take that. Excellent. We could construct levying grounds here. Do we have any other upgrades that we could do? Yes. We do have additional upgrades that we could do to our income. Not that many of them, but they exist. So this upgrade is just missing 7 gold. We'll let that... Okay, we can grab it now. Excellent. We 100% want to be making more cash. That's going to be important. However, we now have access to like 2,400 troops, so that's very, very good. I'm a little surprised we're still alive. We are still a lunatic, after all. That really hasn't affected us that much, though, being a lunatic. Okay. A dangerous faction. What? You just mean these peasant rabble? I think they just mean the peasant rabble. Well, there's our bailiffs. What did it start focusing, or rather exposing, next? Household soldiers. That's actually really, really good for us. That is fantastic. I'm really happy that it decided to expose household soldiers to the innovation. Yeah, that's really great. We do need mangonels at some point. And we may want to grab this as well. But communal government will be done momentarily. Probably on this next month tick. We would gain a cattle herd. Development growth plus 10%. We're at the cap, but not for long. We could potentially try to grow more cattle. Or just get some gold. I want the development. I think the development is the better long-term influence. Or rather, the long-term investment, rather than taking this gold. So, let's try... Okay, we got a large cattle herd. Wonderful. And once communal government ticks in, then we will be able to have our development grow up to 35 here. And it actually is growing as is. So that's great. There's a Liberty faction created against us. How rude. But there's communal government. Okay. So what do we want to grab next? This is unlikely to be exposed to an innovation. This is progress 3 out of 100 on the high medieval. The question is, does that continue working if we choose a focus? Let's fascinate this for now, because we're not going to get an exposure to this. Oh, okay. I'm not hugely surprised that the... Like, I'm kind of surprised that the Pope hasn't been declaring more crusades. Okay. So what do they got right now? I mean, the Pope himself has almost half our number of troops. This is going to be interesting. For sure. Especially if we die partway through. That would be really awkward. Incredibly awkward timing there if that happens. Well, we'll see. We can lawfully imprison this mayor, and so we shall. Okay, and then we are, of course, going to ransom her back to herself. Take the gold and get out of there. That's a month's worth of income right there. Okay. We'll toss this idiot in the dungeon. How's that going? Well... It's, mediocre so far. We're getting an okay response. We'll see what their response ends up looking like, because we always get more defenders pledging, and then towards the end of this, the attackers pledge. So we'll see. These peasants want lower county control. They're going to send an ultimatum, but we're also just going to crush them immediately. It's not actually going to be a problem. We can lawfully imprison this countess, and so we shall. And we'll use that to get some gold. I do want to check here. Yeah, that's already maxed out for gold. Oh, she was just confined to her home? Oh well, we'll still ransom her. Okay, now the question is, do we have any other of these upgrades that we want to rush? This one's going to be maxed. This one is maxed. This one is a ways away. I think we can go ahead and go for the levying grounds for right now. I think we can get away with that. A new stewardship perk is available. We will grab Administrator, which of course will give us a couple of stats. It's not that big of a deal. Excellent. Oh, wow. I did not expect to see this level of strength on our side. Do we even have to show up to this? I'm not sure if we even have to show up to this. We'll see what their final military strength ends up looking like. But for now, that's looking good for us. I like it. So hereditary rule, even without being focused or innovated, will be in 19 years. Household soldiers in 12, and that in 23. Okay. By the way, I'm just not going to attempt to pronounce this. My American tongue can't do that, I'm afraid. It's just not going to happen. Well, we are going to get 10% additional income while at war. That'll be nice. Meadows have been constructed in Zambia, so of course we want to upgrade this once we have 412 more gold. We can lawfully imprison this countess. We only have a 25% chance, though, and she would actually rebel. So we'll pass on that for right now. There's an independence faction. That could be a potential issue if this crusade is more powerful than it appears right now. But right now, it looks like we don't even need to show up to this for now. This is the peasant faction. And we will go ahead and fight them. Wait, hang on a moment. They're immediately... Okay, whatever. They're immediately hopping onto boats. Okay, so we're just going to raise up our troops. This should be more than sufficient. We'll stop gathering here and here. We'll group these together. We'll attack these guys. Actually, hang on a moment. We'll attack these guys. These can stop gathering and attack here. These can stop gathering and attack here. That should be well under control. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, these guys can then come reinforce over here if necessary. It's not, but they can do it anyway. And that is a rebellion put down. Okay. Locals have been pacified. Popular opinion plus 50. Okay. Sounds good. We'll disband all of our troops. It barely cost us anything. Excellent. We do have low control in a couple of these counties because our control was dropped by 25% because of the rebellion. So that'll hurt a little bit, but... that'll hurt a fair amount, actually. It'll come back. Slowly. So this crusade is going to launch in 2 months, and... we probably should participate. Much as I don't want to. Yeah, we probably should. We're just going to bank up some funds for right now. And we may build one final upgrade. Like, we may upgrade... Well, that's already going to level 4. We may upgrade these meadows to level 4. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so there's that crusade. We will rally the troops. I am not going to rally troops yet. What are they fighting for? They are fighting for... something. This is for the Anointed Kingdom of Romagna. Wait, so it's literally just Pisa and Ferrara? Do we even care about this? I don't know that we do. Very awkward. For sure I'm going to do that. And I feel like... I don't care whether we win or lose this crusade. Maybe we'll sit out the first half, and then if it looks like we're going to lose the crusade, then we can go in. Yeah, we could do that. Like, if we look at this troop balance right now, they have... It's actually very close if we're sitting out. Let's just leave that be for now, and we'll see how it plays out. If we decide to intervene, we can, But for now, I just want to rake in this sweet, sweet war profiteer cash. I think it's fine. We can call in our ally and our dynasty members, and we definitely will do that, since they're apparently not already in this, and that will make it even less likely that we're going to need to raise our troops. Granted, I don't think any of those were particularly powerful. But I think we can maybe get away with just ignoring that. If we look at this, that's another 3,000 troops. Another 4,000, somewhere in that vicinity. I mean, we're going to lose that battle. But our allies aren't really in this position yet. This is more buying time. I don't know. This will be interesting. However, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see how this ends up playing out. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.